Once again, shooting it straight with your old pal, Rudy. We are back with a very special guest. Let me tell you something about this guy. Not only is he someone that I watched grow up from a young child into a great man, someone who not only had dreams and aspirations of becoming a professional wrestler, but took it to the next level. Not only is he a great performer, not only is he a great wrestler, however, he's also a great American. He is a true patriot. He is someone who fought for you and I. And on top of that, still achieved all of his dreams. He's a great father. He's not a great grandfather, but he's a great grandfather. He's my brother. He's my little brother. And I'm so happy to welcome Malcolm Monroe, better known as D.B.A.
Thank you, brother.
How are you, man?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me.
Man, you know, we couldn't do it without you. Let's go back to the beginning.
Okay.
Okay. So your father, the great Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe, which, by the way, if it weren't for this man, a lot of big names in entertainment wouldn't be here right now. Mm-hmm. Names like Insane Clown Posse, names like Rob Van Dam, names like, Christian and Edge, and you had a great bloodline. Someone who always gave people a chance. Mm-hmm. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about growing up with Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe. What was that like? Your father is a professional wrestler at Cobo Hall. Mm-hmm. How does that work? Tell me about that.
It was rough at first, you know. Growing up being a professional wrestler's son, you know, my father, for instance, I was the practice dummy, you know, so I got the thumbs to the eyes, I got the chairs to the head, so that's how it all started for me.
How was it with your schoolmates? Did they know that your father was a wrestler?
Yeah.
Did that cause any conflict? Oh, that's fake and that type of thing?
Yeah, back when I went to school, now I'm not going to say what year that was, but yeah, you know, growing up, I always said I was going to be a professional wrestler. Sure. Ever since elementary, you know, they knew my father wrestled, and I said, I'm going to be like my dad, I'm going to be a wrestler. Yeah. And all the kids used to laugh at me like, no, you're not, no, you're not. To this day, they message me now and say, damn, you completed your dream, bro. Yeah. You said in middle school you was going to be a professional wrestler, and you did it. So how did you go from having these dreams of wrestling professionally, and what made you wind up in the military? To be honest,
we're shooting it straight.
We're shooting it straight. If I didn't, I was gonna die. Yeah. I was doing some crazy stuff in the streets of Detroit when I was 16, 17, 18. I wasn't supposed to live that long, honestly. Mm-hmm. I was told by a psychic that I wouldn't live to see the day 18. Mm. So when I turned 17, I signed up for the Air Force, mm-hmm. and I waited my year out. I was good that year, and I went to the military, and that's the real reason why, to get away from Detroit and the streets and all that craziness I was doing.
Tell me about jumping out of airplanes. What's that like?
Well, I only did it once, so I mean, it's a rush. It's a rush. I don't want to do it again, but to be honest, I don't want to do it again. It was a rush, a complete rush.
So, fast forwarding now, you start your own promotion. 20 years celebrating. That's a milestone for XICW. Tell me about that. Tell me about the early days. How did XICW come about?
It came about, I was working for my father, Sweet Daddy, and A.T. Huck. They were running promotion in Insane Championship Wrestling. I was working for them. Me and my dad had a falling out, a personal issue with me and my brother happened. So my dad stopped talking to me, but he always taught me to keep business and personal aside.
Right.
But he didn't at this time. So I was one of the top guys in this company, and next thing you know, I was sitting on the sidelines. A.T. Huck kept trying to get my job back with my dad because A.T. Huck is a peacemaker, and I love him for that.
He is,
you know, so I never could get my job back, never could get my, never could get my job back. So 3 months went by, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of sitting on the sidelines. Me and my partner, XICW, here we are 20 years later.
Man, my goodness. Now tell us about some of the bigger names that you've had in XICW. I mean, 20 years, bro. You guys, I mean, for instance, I know for a fact that you guys brought in so many of the up-and-coming stars in wrestling. But aside from that, you guys had some legends there. I mean, let's talk about that.
Man, I don't know.
Well, you New Jack.
Yeah, New Jack and you, we had that match.
And what about
we had Balls Mahoney.
And
Axel Rotten.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the ECW guys, because we did a few with ECW against XICW. So we had Lil Guido, Tracy Smothers, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Tracy.
Buff Bagwell, Matt Morgan. The list just going on and on. We had a lot of people.
And it's still fast forwarding to 2020, Rhino.
Heath Slater. They're our tag team champions.
Tag team champions. So you're continuing to still have that, because I'll tell you what, you know this, it's a hard thing to continue independent wrestling. It's a tough struggle, but you guys did it 20 years. I commend you on that. Tell me, what's the COVID thing been like for XICW?
It's been rough. You know, we did outside shows. We had house parties 1 through 5. Now it's cold out, so we're supposed to go back to our building this weekend, but we don't know how that's going to be. So everything's up in the air. You know, COVID, the pandemic has hurt everybody. You know, wrestlers, families, you know, everybody. So, you know, once we get through it, I think we'll be back to normal next year.
So let's talk about your son, MM3. You know he's hot. Everyone's talking about him. How do you feel about that? I mean, because I know you're also a competitor, you know, and keeping it, you know, if Carlito was being talked about and I wasn't, I'd be.
No,
that's what's happening now anyway.
No, that don't bother me. And I mean, I'm actually proud of my son.
Yes.
You know, I'm very proud of M3. I don't know if he's on my level. Because that right there is my ring.
Yeah.
My ring.
Yeah.
My ring. He's not on my level.
The bug is still with you all these years. You know, it's no secret that Sweet Daddy years ago took him under his wing. And how does that feel, having your uncle with you out in, you know, ringside, and I mean, still sharing the dream together? Yeah.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch my uncle and my dad go to the ring together, and to see that 20-some years later, you know, that's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling to keep it in the family, Monroe Dynasty.
Absolutely. Tell me about your other son who's a wrestler, and he's very young.
Caden? Yeah, he got to get his grades better in school, but he's been training. We waiting on him to get in the House of Truth pretty soon, but yeah, he's going to be another Monroe to look out. I'm telling you, we building the dynasty.
See, did you hear what he said? The man just said when he gets his grades up. So education is still important.
Of course, you know? Of course.
And that's what I talk about when I say you're a good father and you're a good grandfather. Because one thing that I've learned from you is that your family always comes first. I always see you with your family wherever you go. And I commend you on that. How did you become such a family man when you're such a monster in the ring? And I know, because I've wrestled and I still feel it, you know. But How do you differentiate that? Because again, everyone that I know, they say, man, D.B.A. is such a kind, loving father when they see you at restaurants or wherever. What makes you that animal in there?
To be honest, it's split personalities. We have a Malcolm, we have a D.B.A., and we have the strength of a bear.
There you go.
So Malcolm is the family dude. D.B.A. is when you get in there. Strength of a bear is a person you don't want to see.
That's it.
Split personalities. I got them. So I'm crazy, yeah. I'm the most dangerous man because I'm crazy.
So now, International Bigtime Wrestling, Hall of Famer for the company. Tell me, what are you looking forward to in the future of IBW? I mean, we're doing some different things that a lot of promotions ain't doing. Where do you see yourself a part of all of that?
IBW, I want to be at the top, the cream of the crop. You know, I've been in this game a long time, and it's a new generation who think they can come in here and take us old guys out. I'm not one of them guys you're going to take out. It's not going to be easy. So I'm here to prove a point, to show everybody in IBW from the champion all the way down to the beginning, that's my reign.
All right. Okay, well, Malcolm, I mean, we can go on for days and days, our interview, but I'm not going to keep you much longer, but there's one thing that we do here on Shootin' It Straight with Rudy.
Okay.
I'm going to throw 3 names at you, 3 random names in wrestling, and I want you to say in one word, what comes to mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure you're ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Axel Rotten.
Brother.
Okay. Ian Rotten.
Carney.
Rudy Hill.
I used brother already. Hero.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe's true son, D.B.A., better known as Malcolm Monroe Jr., father and grandfather of some superstars coming real soon.
Thank you, brother.
Love having you, man.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back with more action on The Fix, powered by RoX-TV.
If you've enjoyed this video from RoX-TV.com, make sure you follow RoX-TV on Facebook and YouTube. If it's underground, we're there.